everyone. So I'm assuming most people have heard of or were super intertwined in the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case. I guess one has got to wonder what could have gone so terribly and utterly wrong for two people in marriage to despise each other completely. I mean, isn't marriage supposed to be the ultimate unison of love between two individuals? Unfortunately, love is a complicated emotion that is experienced differently and defined differently by most individuals. Today, we're going to be talking about societal impressions of love and the impacts it can have on one's life.
Hi everyone, I'm going to be talking about the tendency of queer people to romanticize the idea of an ideal relationship and the consequences of that. And I guess this is a trend that I've kind of noticed in myself and friends of mine as well. So I think because of the lack of options in early adulthood, and like consequent feelings of isolation, queer people tend to romanticize what an ideal relationship would look like, without having exposure to what a real relationship looks like. And so when options do arise, these romantic ideals can kind of conflict with what it's actually like to be with the person. This leads to feelings of anxiety when those ideals aren't met, leading to feelings of abandonment and decrease in satisfaction. So I guess critical hope from this would be the hope to separate romantic ideals from healthy standards and boundaries, and becoming more open to realistic love in the long term.
One thing that surprisingly struck me in this course was how we talked about the value that virginity and purity have been held to in the past. I've always felt that I rejected these notions, and it created a feeling of uncomfortability in me as I realized I had internalized some of these traditional beliefs on purity in my own relationship, specifically on the purity of my first love. For me, I've had difficulties reconciling that such strong and pure feelings I felt for my first love could ever be replicated, and it has led to feelings of hopelessness as I realized my dependency on this relationship working out. I had this dissonance in me of what I have so long thought to be inherently true, and what I now knew to be true, which was that realistic love and real love leaves room for people that are not in a sense pure, but that have grown and mended together from previous relationships. I think the best pathway towards critical hope for me is reflecting on these notions of purity and romanticism in general, and seeing how our perspective has been shaped by them, and if we truly believe for them to be true. I think by analyzing relationship to romanticism, there is a great potential for many good and healthy relationships.
Hi everyone, today I'm going to be talking about the components that accompany unrequited love and the further impact of maintaining a friendship-oriented relationship. Being in a one-way love situation absorbs your time, your emotions, and your mental power in ways that you feel like you have no control over, and it feels like you're stuck with bad luck. Not only are you consumed with adoration, but you're also consumed with the grief that accompanies unrequited love. The feeling of the unknown acts as a catalyst, since you have not gotten the chance to recognize possible faults in this person. You live in fantasy land, where the feelings develop further based upon a false future. As for the friendship aspect, you begin to alter some of your personality traits in order to please a false perception of their ideal. Overthinking minuscule details during short interactions support this false hope, straining the relationship as one-sided issues begin to occur. Jealousy and frustration arise when this person finds a love interest, where repressive coping mechanisms cause pent-up emotions and the displacement of these frustrations through alternative ways directed at the person, which is unfair and cruel. My critical hope: acceptance of reality and finding fulfillment through self-love. Must find value and beauty in other potential partners and not try and compare love with another.
2 months ago, I met a girl who I felt I had a genuine connection with. I came to be interested in dating her and tried to show my affection through fancy gifts, brought her to a musical festival, and created surprises on special days. She didn't end up being interested in me, and I was shocked and heartbroken when she posted her new boyfriend on Instagram. When we covered culturing rituals in this course, I felt disheartening that things were not as simple as they were in the past. With increased gender equality, women now practice agency over their mating choices. I think it is good that we aim towards a egalitarian relationship with both men and women reciprocating love and supporting the other person. Coming from a critical hope perspective, Although disheartening in the moment that my acts of love were not enough to win her over, I believe that healthier and happier relationships occur when love is reciprocated, when we can only come about when women practice equal say in the relationship.
In summary, considering critical hope is really important when dealing with romantic relationships. Doing so can allow us to move towards more reasonable ways to approach romanticism. This includes separating romantic ideals from reality, compartmentalizing difficult emotions and approaching them in a manageable way, and reducing frustrations arising from traditional mating rituals and adapting to more modern times.